So how's it going, my Comic Chat Army? We're here today with Stephen Lelito, the creator of Box Boy and Whiskers. How you doing, Stephen? That's perfect.
Okay.
All right. So when did you put the book out?
So I released a Kickstarter in 2021, like late 2021. The book ended up releasing in 2022, and it's been ongoing ever since.
Nice. Is issue 3 out?
Issue 3 is out. Issue 4 is actually almost out.
Are you going to kickstart that too?
No. So what I did is I kickstarted the project. I got the initial print run, and then I've basically been putting all the money I make from the series into the creative process, so I'm snowballing it.
Nice.
So because it sells enough, I can keep putting the issues out. So if people stop buying them, then I basically can't make them. But if people keep supporting it, if people are interested, then I can keep putting out the issues, which makes me try extra hard too, which is nice. Keeps me on my toes.
Right. I mean, I like the character design. In the future, you should think about doing action figures. I think that'd be cool.
Oh, I think about it all the time. I think about think about it. I'm actually thinking about doing Whiskers plushies. That's the next thing I want to do. But money. It's a beautiful thing, right?
Yeah, right. I mean, you should kickstart it. People love plushies.
It's might be coming in the future. I have another comic series I'm going to be kickstarting within the next month or so. So that's going to take precedence, and then I might have to jump into a merch line depending on how people feel about it.
What's the name of the new book? Can you tell us?
I can. The new book is called Parashift, and if you look at the back of your Lelitoverse book, your Box Boy and Whiskers, just the way back cover.
Right here?
That's the main character.
Oh, sweet. All right. So what's
planning this one for a long time.
What's the story about?
So the story actually takes place in the universe. It takes place a few years after the events of Box Boy and Whiskers, but it has a lot to do with. And as you progress through Box Boy and Whiskers, you'll see there is a resource, a powerful resource emanating, giving things strange powers, things like that. So this is going to kind of explore why that came to be, and it'll be interesting. It's more on the sci-fi side versus the action-adventure side, I guess.
All right. Did you make it into comic shops yet?
So yeah, in Las Vegas, I'm in nearly every comic shop out here. There's a few that don't like new books. They only sell like the Silver Age and the slabs, gold and stuff. So I'm not in those kind of shops, but there are 12 shops that I know of in Las Vegas, and I'm in 10 of them. So
nice. How's the Indycomics scene out there?
It's kind of the only scene out here. In Vegas, it's very common where people don't really like the DC, they don't like the Marvel. If you tell somebody that you read Batman, they're like, but did you watch the movies? But if you're reading an indie comic, like Something is Killing the Children, Department of Truth, the new Nemesis book, people are up on that. Like those are what really strive here. That's what the comic shops load their shelves with. Which is interesting.
Right. That's pretty cool. I'm going to have to check out Vegas.
There's a lot of shops here. It's pretty cool how there's, no matter what zip code you're in, there's a comic shop or two not too far from you. So it's a really cool community. There's little comic cons all the time, like at least twice a month. You can go to some comic related event, which is awesome. I'm very, very thankful for that.
I was just about to ask that. How's the comic cons there?
Yeah, we get Amazing Comic Con once or twice a year, depending on how it is. We're getting it in April. And then we get things like Level Up Expo, which is for like anime and cosplay, but you have a lot of comic people there. The first week of April, we get a library show. They have like library Comic Cons all the time. They're free to go to. And there's a bunch of community comic shops, along with some people who are just like social media influencers who just have their own shops that they just appear at cons at. So it's pretty cool.
Are they free to attend?
them are. Like the library shows, they're either free dollars, something really small.
I mean, can you set a table up for free too?
No, you usually have to pay or know somebody. So a lot of the they're pretty consistent. Like they're pretty well known. Them I'm able to get in. Like I do some of the cons out here, but definitely not all of them. Not yet, that is.
So do you only do the cons in Vegas?
Right now, yeah. I would like to go to other states. I think that would be really fun. That'd be awesome. That's in the future. That's maybe later this year or next year's plan. This year's plan is to get out some books, get out some product, and just keep spreading the word.
Where can everybody find news of what you're doing?
Lelitoverse.com, which is my website, or my Instagram I post the most on. It's just at Lelitoverse. And I post every day, if not every other day, some type of update, and then it will link to my Twitter and to my Facebook if you prefer those methods.
Okay. What was your inspiration behind Box Boy and Whiskers?
A few things, actually. I was really heavy into reading the 90s Robin run by Chuck Dixon, and I loved how there was so much character development in it. I loved how every issue was just necessary. Like, right. After you're done reading every issue, you're like, wow, so much happens. Like, I need to read the next issue, and it just kept going. I'm also a huge fan of Calvin and Hobbes, so I love the humor. I love just taking two characters and throwing them into any situation possible. And I also have always had a love for skateboarding. I don't skateboard anymore, so I got to put that knowledge somewhere.
Yeah, Bird City. Yeah, I like that.
Trust me, there's more. You'll be seeing them.
I like the sleep sheet.
Oh, the little dream state at the beginning. Yeah.
Yeah. So how was it running your first Kickstarter?
Nerve-wracking. Incredibly nerve-wracking. I hit the button to start the Kickstarter, and I was just like, what did I do? Why did I do this? Nobody's gonna do this. And I had to, just close my laptop, and I sat there, and I was like, maybe if it doesn't get funded, I can just tell people I was just kidding. But people actually started going for it, and that was really cool. A lot of people I didn't know would jump, and I think that's what made me think, I maybe if I just try, I can do this. And it was like a job every single day. Every single day I was promoting it somehow, some way. I made flyers that I was handing out. My local comic shops were holding some of them for me. Everybody I knew was just, it could be $1, it could be $5, whatever it is, until I got it funded, and it was nerve-wracking.
What was your goal?
Goal was 3,000.
Nice. It's not too bad for you. I mean, I think that's pretty kick-ass for your first time.
Yeah. It was, when it was done, it was one of those, I can't believe that worked. I can't believe I did it. Like, people were very supportive. They were interested. I got a lot of positive feedback on it, and it was really inspirational. It was.
What's the furthest you sent a book?
The furthest I've sent the book, just in the U.S. I've had people outside of the country download the digital version. People in Argentina, people in Chile. Argentina actually has a really big comic scene, which I'm learning.
I interviewed somebody that told me that.
Yeah, I actually work with some artists who live in Argentina.
Sweet.
They're just very into comics. There's a huge scene out there, and if you're looking for artists, there's a big chance, if they're really good, they're from Argentina. I don't know what it is, what are Argentinian artists, but they're out there, and they're hungry, and they're ready to put themselves out there and do a good job.
So was I right about the Juggalos?
So I'm inspired by Juggalos, but I guess in a way they could be. Juggalos could be, they're fairly intimidating. When somebody wears a mask, that's pretty scary. When somebody has malicious intent and they just want to hurt people, and then they can't even show you their identity, That's scary stuff. So these people are definitely meant to be intimidating. I wanted people to see them and immediately think these are villains.
Okay.
I had 1 to 2 pages of real estate to tell you that these people are villains, and we do these people. And Bixby's in for it. He's in for it.
So, are you going to do like the first 3-4 issues in a trade?
I'm thinking of maybe doing the entire arc, because the entire arc is 7 issues long.
Okay.
And then it delves into another story. I have a lot of Box Boy written. That's kind of my go-to. Like, I don't really think. I just have a lot of fun with the characters. I know them very well. They can adapt to any situation very well. I even often, you might even see on my Instagram, I just sketch random Box Boy pictures and just post them. Like, I'll post them skateboard trick or doing something silly. So I write a lot of Box Boy. The goal is to eventually have like the collected editions and the trades. A 7-issue one, that would be well over 130 pages. So if people are interested in getting that, that's probably what I'd prefer, because I would like somebody to have the whole story if I'm going to trade route.
Yeah, like an omnibus.
Yeah. A lot of the arcs that I write, I know that usually people start off with like a 4-issue arc or like maybe a 6-issue arc. The 7 was kind of random. I mean, Umbrella Academy did it, so maybe I can get away with it too. But I don't like to limit myself to a mini-series having to be a certain amount of issues. Same with the number of pages in a comic. I like it to be within reason of releasing a comic book, sure, but you got to tell the story, and you have to it has to be what the story is meant to be. Like if it's 21 pages, if it's 24 pages, if it's 30 pages. Because the first issue is 30 pages. I couldn't take it out. I didn't want to add anything more. I just wanted to give that perfect amount to set you up for everything.
Okay. Do you have any book signings planned?
I do signings when I'm at cons. When I'm doing Front Row Card Show in May, which is like a card. It's basically a Pokemon event at this point. I won't lie, like Pokemon everything. But there's vendors. There's a lot of card vendors, just nerd stuff, and I do sign my books there. But yeah, signings are definitely in the future. I don't want to just do a signing and nobody shows up. I definitely want to get my name out there more, where people are like, "Oh, hey, I know him," or "I've heard of him. I'll go there." So, me in the near future, sure, but other things are prioritized first, I guess.
Okay. So, dead or alive, who would you like to make a comic book with?
Oh, I really want to make one with Tim Seeley. Are you familiar with him?
No.
Tim Seeley writes. He's very commonly known for writing Hack Slash, Revival. He wrote Nightwing Rebirth. He's currently writing a series called Local Man, which is awesome. Hexware. I'm a huge fan. I own basically everything he writes and draws. I probably own. I have a really cool concept that I would love to pitch to him in a bar after buying him 2 or 3 drinks, and I think yes. Someday. He lives in Chicago. Maybe someday I'll make my way out there and figure it out.
Yeah, I just got done reading Local Man. That's pretty good.
I liked it a lot. It's he writes it with Tony Fleece, and Tony Fleece wrote Stray Dogs, which is a really good one. So they're a match made in heaven. They're a power team. So there's no way that book's going to be anything less than really great.
Yeah, I completely missed Stray Dogs. Like, it blew up and I missed it. Yeah.
I actually only read it because my girlfriend wanted to read it. We were at a couple. She's like, "Can we get this?" And I'm like, "Sure." Then at work, and she messaged me, and she's just like, "Holy shit, read this." I'm like, "What?" Okay. I come home, and she's like, literally like, "Read this." I'm like, "Okay." So I read it, and I'm like, "Holy shit!" And that started it. It's really, really, really unexpected. If it hasn't been given away out yet.
No, I don't know anything about it.
Great. Don't ask, just read it. That's nothing going in. You're like, okay.
So it's collected in a trade?
Yeah, they are. That's the only way you're going to find it. Looking for an issue 1 now. One of those.
Yeah. It's like Ice Cream Man. It blew up like overnight too.
Yeah. When it happens, it happens. Something is killing the children is another example. I remember I I pre-ordered it. I bought it for $3.99 or with my pull box discount. I read it. I was like, this is great. And then one day, like maybe 6 or 7 issues in, everybody just was obsessed with it. The price of the book flew up, and I'm over here like, can I even justify reading this thing anymore? I had to go out and buy a trade because I couldn't justify reading my floppy anymore. So that's how crazy it got.
They're getting a Netflix show.
Yeah.
It's either a show or a movie, but Netflix is doing something with them. I've just seen it earlier.
Yeah, I'm excited for that. I think they're going to do a good job.
Oh yeah,
they have to do a good job. There's no choice. It's like one of the biggest selling comics right now. You can't mess that one up.
Let's see. Is there anything you want to say?
Anything I want to say? I mean,
yeah.
Talking anything comics. I mean, as far as Box Boy and Whiskers go, for anybody who's interested in the series, issue 4 is almost done. It's fully drawn. It's just being colored. I gave the last batch of pages to my colorist. So as soon as she's done, I'm going to letter it. I'm going to distribute it. I'm going to announce pre-orders for it. And it should be out by maybe end of April. So that's what I'm looking at right now.
And all that's going to be on your social medias?
Oh, absolutely. I won't shut up about it, trust me. It's yeah, I'm really excited about it. When I was writing issue 4, that's actually when I decided to take the series serious. Because I had written, before I even hired my artist, before I even went that route, I had the first 8 issues written. And I was like, I'm really into this. But writing issue 4 is when I started getting into just really where the story's going. Like the darker sides of things, the questions that lead to more question situations. Whiskers definitely gets a lot more interesting because Whiskers starts off and he's kind of just a cat. And you're like, why is he a telepathic purple cat? Like, we know this isn't normal, but why is it normal? Why is he so comfortable? We're learning why it is so comfortable. And we're learning that there's a lot more to his character. So issue 4 really sets off that mystery of Whiskers and everything that's going on in the universe. And that's when I decided, hey, I need to actually release this. I think this is a little bit better than, hey guys, I made a comic and showing a few people, then putting it back in my drawer, which is what I usually do.
Yeah. I like that you numbered them. 1 out of 1,000 at 323.
23.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wanted to make it so Box Boy and Whiskers #1, it wasn't just a #1, it was the Lelito verse #1. It was the first comic that I officially released. I want everybody who supports that to be a part of it. So you're a part of the club, sir. You liked it before it was cool.
You're right.
For anybody else too.
Is there anything you want to say before we go?
Just that I thank you for your time, and that I hope anybody watching this continues to support you, supports me if they don't already. And this is great. I love what you do. I love how you're bringing attention to the indie comic people, because we need it. We need it. So every follow helps. Every like helps. Every message that says, "Hey, keep doing what you're doing." It's life changing. It really is. So,
all right. Thank you.
Cool, man. Well, hey.
What? You mean you haven't subscribed to Comicchatauthority? Oh, come on. Subscribe already. What are you waiting for? It's no big deal. Like, man, don't forget to tell him to hit that like button. Yeah, that too. Just subscribe.